Good morning, everyone. So we start our today's reading session, and we were reading yesterday about what are certain fears, and we have read about the implications of these fears or negative emotions or negative thought process in our mind, and all these are our inner enemies. So, author has given list of certain fears. You can also write it down like if any one of the fear is there inside your mind. So people have many different fears. What do you fear? So it can be rejection, failure, change, accidents, losing your job or switching careers, aging, being alone, losing your money, not being able to pay the bills, getting ill, or losing loved one. So these are certain descriptions in the all the areas of the life. So you can also note it down like where you are getting more of a anxious thoughts or where you are afraid of. Now, after a closer look at the list, you can distinguish two different types of fear. So first type is the fear of something happening to us. So that means that event in future and we are anticipating something different outcome and we are now, right now in this moment, we are fearful. Like for example, illness, accidents. Alternatively, it could be something that requires us to act. So either something will happen, that is the fear, or something for us we need to act, but that is the fear. For example, fear of standing up in front of boss. So second type of fear has nothing to do with the external factor like boss, but the kind of fear originates from our inner state, and such as fear of being rejected. The fear of failure, vulnerability, and helplessness also fall into this category. So somewhere it is coming from within us. However, every type of fear we experience in our daily lives is based on one thought. So, why we fear so much to all these situations? So, the going deeper down, it is that one thought in our mind, I cannot handle it. So always it is underlying, this sentence in your mind, oh my God, I really cannot handle it. And that's why we are creating all these kind of thoughts about particular situation. So we are afraid we cannot handle the challenges of life, such as what? Rejection, failures, being alone, losing our money. So these are all challenges. And what is there in my head all the time? I cannot handle it. And that's why we react with the fear. If we did think we could handle it, why would we feel fear? So we would always say, oh, it's okay. It's that another challenge where I can handle it well, I can face it well, I have the solutions. So fear is more of an internal fight that we must deal with instead of battling external factors. And then we project or blame. It is because of this person, it is because of this situation, it causes these feelings. But actually, it is nothing but internal battle. So the final thought paves the way of this book. If we believe we can handle all the challenges of life that life throws at us, we have nothing to fear about. Instead of I cannot handle it, say I can handle it. This belief that you can handle everything that life throws at you requires you to look differently at fear. So, this is suddenly the perspective changes because what is the baseline sentence in our head? Yes, whatever is the challenge, I can handle it. I'm not seeing it as a problem or any negative name to the situation. I'm saying it or seeing it as the challenge of the life. So fear is something that holds you back instead of something that will protect you. So now it is like harming us. So with a set of tools presented in the next chapters, you can cope up with the obstacles in life that cause you to feel fear, stress, and anxiety. So now author has proven that whatever it It is all about what story we are telling to ourselves, what sentences we run in our mind. That depends, that gives us that lens or perspective with which we are looking at the situations. So this is all self-made. So that's why the next chapter now to deal with is take responsibility. So there is a beautiful quote: fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world. So this is very huge saying that how much is the implication of this fear. Horrible things will happen to us in the course of our lives. This is like routine. Everyone will and has dealt with the loss of loved one, losing the job, or serious illness or disabilities. We will encounter things or events that cause stress, anxiety, and it is a part of life. This we really need to understand that yes, it's a part of life. However, knowing that bad things will happen to us allows us to prepare. Moreover, the only way you can prepare is by accepting that it is not about what happens to you, it is about how you are going to do about it. So now the equation we need to understand, things are going to happen. We are focusing on that part, like how things shouldn't happen, why they have happened, why to me, and why. We always play that victim mode around that side of the equation. But now we understand that is constant, that is not going to change. So now what part of the equation you can change is now what I am going to do about it. The things will happen. So if something happens to us, we can solve about what or why it happened. However, that is the waste of energy. So all these thought, all these creations of stress, anxiety, fear about that, it is all wasting our energy. Rather, focus on what you can do about it or what you have learned from this situation. So, two things. Now, what are the ways to deal with it is one, and why this has come to my life to give me certain lesson. So, what is the lesson it is trying to teach me? Now, alternatively, when dealing with loss, focus on beautiful things that person has given to us and the experiences we shared and the things we have learned. Even though we have lost someone we love, we can keep their spirit alive by passing on things we have learned from that person. So this is the way of handling these certain, situations in our life. You are not the victim of your circumstances. Where you are in life is not because of the economy or your education or where you live. You are in your situation because of your choices, and very likely because you give into fear. Do not throw, do not throw in the, sorry, just a second. Do not throw in the towel on your dreams because of the bad circumstances you are in. We often look at the life for what it should be instead of what it is. So life is giving us many, many things around us, but always we keep on focusing, oh, this is not this way. This would have been like this. This should have been like this. And instead of that, we do not focus what it is there. And that's why we practice gratitude about creating good feelings about what we really have, focusing our energy on our um, belongings or whatever we have. Now, everyone wants to have better luck in life. Being born in a wealthy family with perfect looks. However, we have to live life with the hand that has been dealt to us. We have we have to take full responsibility for our current situation. You take responsibility by not blaming everyone else for your life. We all do this. We blame the economy, we blame the place we live in, we blame our family members, or our spouses. It's easy to blame someone else. So we keep on complaining, cribbing, blaming, and why, and giving them a power that yes, because of them, I'm suffering this. If you are unhappy in a relationship, there is no point in blaming your partner by saying or doing mean things. It is you who has decided to start it, and it is you who is still there. So either enjoy it or end it. But whatever you do, never complain. So take your decisions and do it rather than, getting stuck in the situation or rather than complaining. It is the same for your job. If you do not like your job, do not blame your boss or co-workers. Take responsibility. It is you who decided to keep the job. There is no point complaining about your co-workers or your boss. So that is what is important. And next time you encounter a situation that does not make you happy, we will deal with these certain questions to ask and then how we can apply whatever we have read. So that we will read in our next reading segment because it's already the time. And author has given us three-step process. Like if you come across any incidents or any person which is really, challenging, you want to handle. So what sequence, what questions you will ask yourself or how you will deal with it. Okay. But yes, you will not be wasting your energy on unnecessary thought process about that situation because that is creating stress, anxiety, fear, all the negativities. So with this, we'll be moving on to our next segment. And today, the next segment is about guided visualization. So we will be now, as we are reading, so almost at the fourth day of the book, and we are reading about like how to win this inner battle. So once we understand, once we are aware about what are our fears, what are about negative emotions, what is exact the nature of the enemy, we really want to now choose our higher self. So for that, we will be doing visualization. Start sitting in comfortable position. Keep the spine straight, eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Hold for a moment. Slowly exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Hold for a moment. And slowly exhale. Allow yourself to rest in this moment. And imagine Moscow. And there are two paths before you. The first path is dark. It is filled with you, and you, comparison, and doubt. The second path is bright. Which is filled with courage, discipline, gratitude, focus, and inner peace. Just pause for a moment. You know that you have a choice. Now, confidently step onto the better path. Every step, your body feels lighter, your heart feels stronger, your mind becomes clearer, you see your future self, calm, confident, healthy, purposeful, and say, thank you for choosing growth every single day. Every choice matters, and it is creating beautiful life. Feel the confidence growing into you. You are becoming your higher version, and say to yourself, I choose growth, I choose discipline, I choose purpose, I choose my highest self. Your greatest victory is not for others, it is your limitations with yourself. Now you're carrying this feeling of victory, of battling your inner enemy along with you throughout your day today. And now, with a deep breath in, we are going to come back to the present moment. Wiggle your toes and fingers, lift your arms, keep it on your eyes and face, and slowly open your eyes. And with this, we'll move on to our next segment, which is gratitude today.
Good morning, everyone. So, as we are reading this interesting book and we are able to understand how to fight our inner battles, because mostly the challenges in the outer world they scare us, but the battles within are the scariest because that is something which is not helping us to move forward. That is always making us feel trapped. So, every time we face a challenge, this inner battle is the biggest challenge to overcome. But this learning and understanding we are getting today, but before this day, we might have faced difficult episodes and we had overcome those situations earlier in whichever way and whichever thought process you had at that time, but you managed. I want you to go back to that episode, whether it was in recent past or maybe long back, depending on where you go and just recall that memory. And I want you to focus that how did you manage that challenging moment? How did you fight that inner battle? Identify those qualities within, which helped you to overcome that challenge? Because those things are already within you. It's just that we have to just bring it on the surface again to make us realize that I can still manage it. When I could do it then, it is equally possible now. It's just that I have to be more aware of the situation. Maybe the impact now would be less. Maybe the energy wasted would be less. But the space you were earlier, you are now in a better space. So you have to, because you passed that battle, you crossed that battle. That's why it's important to acknowledge the strength which you had at that time, which helped you to survive. So, going back to the episode, identify those qualities within, those things within which helped you to overcome that challenge. That's basically appreciating your inner strength to overcome your inner battle. So, let's open up our journals, figure out those things within which makes you feel better, makes you feel stronger. Because now what we learn is an additional learning to the experience which we have already received. And maybe now things would, we would be able to handle faster and better. But you still managed earlier. That is worth appreciating. I'm sure when you are writing about your previous experience, you would be feeling that strength within, you would be feeling that emotion that helped you to survive and sail through. That same emotion needs to be revived, and we need to just add on to all that we understand today and make ourselves stronger. If we could do it then, when I had no understanding of this level, and if I could manage that time, it's even easier and possible now. It's just that we have to believe in ourselves and just have to sail through the challenges which we face on regular basis. And definitely this book is going to help us to fight our inner battle in much easier and better way. So today we end the session here, but tomorrow we meet again with same on the same link. And tomorrow being Friday, definitely we will have journaling session to see how practically things can work and make these learnings real life examples for us as well. So till then, have a great positive day. Bye and take care. Thank you.